Hello! In this video you will learn what supplier monitoring in Automotive SPICE is all about. And you will learn the three most important points about this support process. My name is Klaus Hermann and I'm a Principal Assessor and Trainer for Automotive SPICE. It is my passion to bring hard to understand models to life, so that normal people can understand them. Okay, let's get started. First of all, why is this process important? Well, building cars involves many complicated supply chains. Car makers have suppliers, who in turn have sub-suppliers, who in turn have sub-sub-suppliers. There's so much that can go wrong along these chains. I've seen a lot of bad examples, like failed deadlines of a subcontractor that had delayed the OEM's start of production, or quality problems at a subcontractor causing huge cost of non-quality for the OEM. And I can tell you that nothing in a supply chain works automatically. This requires hard and systematic management at all levels of the chain. Well, I think you got the idea. And this Automotive SPICE process describes a systematic way of managing your suppliers. Actually, supplier management would be a more appropriate name for this process. By the way, what are suppliers in this context? Well, there is no official binding definition for what kind of suppliers we use this process. We focus on suppliers who develop a component of our product, typically a software component or a combination of hardware and software, such as a sensor. The component should be developed according to our specification, as this requires considerable management effort. In contrast, the purchase of commercial off-the-shelf products does not require much management. Okay, let's take a look at the three most important points of the supplier monitoring process. Point number one is define the way of cooperation. You should establish a written agreement on the cooperation. In project management terminology, this is usually called a supplier statement of work. Here you define interfaces, responsibilities, meetings, joint activities, common processes, reporting, and so on. I consider this to be particularly important. What are your requirements the supplier should work on? When and in what format will you provide the supplier with your requirements? How does the requirements review and acceptance by the supplier work? How do you deal with conflicts if the supplier does not accept some requirements? What tests are performed after the supplier has implemented the requirements? Which tests are carried out by the supplier and which by you as a customer? What kind of support do you expect from the supplier after the tests are completed so that their product works in your environment? Point number two is provide appropriate resources to manage the supplier. It is a common mistake to severely underestimate the capabilities required to manage a supplier. You can't imagine how often I see organizations thinking that this is a piece of cake, or that they think that talking to the supplier from time to time would be enough. No, you need an experienced person who will invest a reasonable amount of time to manage the supplier. For large corporations, this can be a full-time person who deals with the supplier on a daily basis. Especially for far-shore suppliers with cultural and language barriers, the effort can be many times greater compared to a local supplier next door. I've seen how supplier managers dealing with far-shore suppliers were implementing short, incremental development cycles. On Monday, they discussed the requirements. On Wednesday, they checked the software delivery and determined the deviations from the requirements. And next Monday, they started all over again. And this is point number 3. Establish effective means to monitor the supplier's progress. There are 2 methods. There is the technical meeting where you can discuss and clarify requirements, technical questions, problems and quality issues. You maintain a list of open points and manage the points until closure. And then there is the management part, where you check progress against the schedule, check effort and costs, and also deal with change requests, forecasts and risks. And that's it. Sounds simple, but is often underestimated. If you need more information about this process, you can download a supplier monitoring white paper from our website. It's free. You can find the link in the description below. And don't forget to share this video with your colleagues. Finally, leave a thumbs up if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more about ASPICE, and check out more of our ASPICE videos. Bye bye!